All right, folks, good morning. I'm John, and somehow you found John Does Stuff. And today, we're taking a trip to the west side of a place called Rollins Pass. And I'm here with my favorite eldest daughter, Lauren. Lauren, say hello to the people.
Hi to the people. Hello, folks. This is our annual trip.
An annual trip made every year. That's what annual means, people. Little grammar lesson for you here on John Does Stuff, because we're all about semantics. We're heading out. We just filled up with gas. We're gonna get some food and get on the road. We're gonna take you along for the ride. So strap in, hang on, let's have some fun. Folks, let me tell you something. Gasoline is dangerous. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but it's flammable. So in my effort to keep this channel perfectly safe, I've decided to wear proper safety equipment while filling up. Because let's face it, nothing's more important than your head. That's why I'm wearing a helmet today, to fill up my truck, because I believe in safety. So should you. All right, we just passed through the quaint little town of Empire, Colorado. It is noteworthy because it was one of the first towns founded in like 1859 when the gold rush began. And history that I've read about it says that for like the first several years people lived in this town, all they did was trade gold claims. They didn't actually do any mining until someone found out that there were really rich veins in the mountains here, and there's tons of mines up above Empire. We're heading on to Berthoud Pass now. Empire is the gatekeeper town on the southern side of Berthoud Pass. So next stop, Berthoud Pass. All right, Lauren, give us a status update. Where are we? What are we doing?
We just made it to the top of Rollins Pass. Classic drive for John Does Stuff. We're looking out the rest of the road going down into Winter Park. Beautiful mountain range. And we're about to hit Rollins Pass.
That's right. So here we are at the top of Berthoud Pass. For those that don't know, Berthoud Pass used to be a ski area. There used to be a lift right there and a lift right there. And I think this was one of Colorado's first ski areas, and up until it closed, it was in continuous operation for a lot of years. It was a really cool ski area that locals really loved. Behind me here, that's Engelman Peak. It's a 13er. It's a heck of a climb. I've done it once. It was quite a thing. And then back this way, you've got the Continental Divide all behind us, with mountains like Mount Flora, Mount Perry, or Perry Peak, Mount Eva. It's like 7 miles to get to that mountain right over there. And then looking down over this way, we're seeing out into the Indian Peaks. But this is also the Continental Divide, so water going to one ocean versus the other from this exact point in theory. Yeah, so we're gonna head downtown, get some water, and then we'll hit the trail.
Yep.
We're gonna air down. We just stopped in town and got some snacks. And now we need to go from highway cruising pressure to off-road pressure.
What kind of snacks did you get, John Does Stuff?
Beef jerky, of course, water, diet soda. What did you get?
I got gummy bears and sour strips. And yummy. That's
Yummy.
all.
All right, gonna air down. Airing down is all about ride quality and traction, but mostly ride quality.
Where's your air down machine from?
Rhino USA. Got this on Amazon. Highly recommend this or any one of the things that are just like it. Though, you can air down just by going from tire to tire to tire.
Yeah, but
and airing down. However, what this does is allows me to play the game of, does my TPMS match on all four corners, which is a very important game to play when we're going off-road. Why is it important, you say? I actually couldn't tell you, but it's important to me. And my buddy Carl, who you've seen on the channel as well. We also like to make sure that all four corners match after airing down. And if you're interested, the air pressure I'm going for is about 20 PSI. That's my preferred off-roading PSI. Though in my last video I accidentally got down to 10 because the gauge wasn't working because the batteries were dead.
Got down to 10?
Yeah.
The chin strap really makes this hat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, 20 on the nose. That's what I was looking for, people. 20 on the nose. All right, here we go. Time to put it all away. So my hands don't get dirty. Some glovies. Is that good enough for your cartoon character?
That's perfect.
My kids say I'm a cartoon character, so I have to live up to my brand.
Look at what you're wearing right now.
What's that?
Look at what you're wearing right now.
I have on pants and a shirt. What's the problem?
And your hat.
This is a great hat. All right.
Goes.
What?
I said as it goes.
As it goes. I just worried about mosquitoes. What? All right. Done and done. Let's get on the road. So we're headed up to 11,666 feet like the sign says. This is also a popular snowmobile route. It was former railroad, toll road, but it was replaced by the Moffatt tunnel, which is just up the hill from here. And we're gonna put Lauren at the helm from here on out, so I will be riding co-pilot and she will be the captain. You ready?
I'm ready to take charge.
All right.
Let's giddy up.
Giddy up.
Let's giddy up.
We almost just got creamed by a dually pulling a giant trailer, but
Kid didn't know how to drive it.
yeah, he wasn't over far enough. Anyway, what I was going to tell you is that the cool thing about this road is it follows the rail grade almost all the way up. There's some parts where we deviate from the actual road, but most of this is the original rail grade, which is why it stays at a pretty consistent pitch of like the 4%, which is the maximum that trains do. So it's pretty cool that you get to ride on the actual rail grade. And in some spots, we can actually see the railroad ties from when the railroad was here. So, fun facts for you. All right, Lauren, give us an update on how the drive's going.
It's going pretty good. There's been some interesting drivers who don't know how to drive, but I think it's been going great so far. I'm enjoying myself. There's really not that many people behind us at all, so no one. That's been nice. I'm chilling. What do you think?
For my part, I think the drive's going great. I'm not driving, which makes it nice because I like to look around, and I get to work on making great shots for you guys. So we're going to continue on this trail, but I was just saying how this section of the road, you could almost hear the steam engine. Like, it's so narrow and it's so graded for trains that it really feels like I could hear a steam engine at any time echoing through the valley. So that's a really fun part of this drive for me. All right, so that right there, that switchback we just did is where we depart from the rail grade. Now we're basically on four-wheel drive road that takes us up to the next section that we'll sort of reattach with the rail line. That goes around this knob, goes up into an area called Rifle Sight Notch, which we'll pass by soon enough. This is the rifle sight notch trestle. And trains would traverse, if they were coming down the hill, they would go that way and come around this mountain and then come this way and go through a tunnel that used to be right there that they collapsed in. The tunnel mostly collapsed on itself, but it was partially human driven because there's a fault line that runs right under it that was causing the tunnel to be super unstable. But it allowed the train to descend hundreds of feet in a it's like a mile, and it can descend way faster because of this than it would if it was trying any other way, and it allowed the train to get all the way down around where I said earlier about where we were getting off of the train track and onto just a regular, four-wheel drive road to make up for this. So that's, again, a 120-year-old structure still there. You can't walk across that one anymore, though. Well, you could.
You did walk on it last year.
I did walk on it, not across it, but I docked on some of it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do here at John Does Stuff. We play stupid games, and we oftentimes do not win stupid prizes. Safety, as we said earlier, safety. What?
That was really funny.
I have hit my head twice. Literally.
That's a concussion.
I mean, I've already had like 6 or 7, so what does it matter at this point?
At this point, what's more?
Fun fact for you, not only was this a popular pass for Native Americans to use to get over the mountains, and then became the Rollins Pass Road, and then became Corona Pass and the Moffatt Road and all that, it's also a preferred air travel path because it is a low-lying saddle in the Continental Divide. So it allows planes to coming into Denver to come in at a slightly lower altitude than they would if they had to go over some of the higher peaks, since almost all the way around here you've got 13ers on both sides. So that you see a lot of commercial traffic coming over this area, and when you fly into Denver, if you're good at geography, you can actually see Rollins Pass and all this stuff as you fly over, because I usually try to look as we go over. So pretty cool thing.
This is when you need an internal cabin camera.
No doubt.
To catch these moments.
I almost just got knocked out. I was trying to reach back to grab something in the back seat, and we hit 2 bumps that like sent me doing one of these thingies, and I almost smashed my face in the side of Lauren's seat. It would have been a hard shot. I mean, it could have been like really bad. It could have been like,
would have been a bloody nose at least.
Maybe bloody nose, maybe bruised face, like maybe having to explain to law enforcement why my daughter's so violent. I don't know. All right, so we're up above tree line now. We are coming up on a spot that has historical significance for Lauren and I. So I'll tell this story to the camera just for that we can try to put it on the internet. So we were up here, I think it may have been the first year we did it. We came up, I think so. We came up here and we're coming down, and somewhere in this section, somewhere around here, we drive past a guy in a newer Honda Pilot, and he has on board shorts and flip-flops, and he's leaned over the hood and he's on his phone. So I pass him, no big deal. But then as I get past him, I notice that in the dirt there is a dark brown line of liquid that extends for, you know, a couple hundred feet. So I'm like, that guy can't be in a good way. So I back up and I say, hey, are you okay? And he's like, oh, you know, I just hit my oil pan and all the oil bled out. I'm like, do you need a ride down to town? He's like, nah, we're fine. I'm on the phone with roadside assistance. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a county road, but I don't think this is a county road that's maintained anymore. And I don't think a lot of tow services, a lot of your standard roadside assistance packages won't cover recoveries from these places. And so as I'm thinking this, and as he's saying this to me, out of the back seat, his what I assume to be his wife gets out of the car with like a 6-month-old baby. And I was like, are you sure? I'd be happy to drive you down to your condo.
It's also like a storm cell.
Yeah, it was bad weather coming in. He's like, no, we'll be fine. And as we pulled away, I told Lauren, like, I should have gotten his phone number. I should have said, can you give me your number? Will you text me when you get down? I just want to know you made it down okay. And I also wanted to know how bad his divorce was, because you know for a fact that like what actually happened was they were driving by, he saw it on a map, he's like, oh honey, it's just 15 miles, don't worry about it. And like several hours later, they're being rescued by some recovery crew. So one of the better stories from my experiences up on Rollins Pass, for sure.
We reference it all the time.
We reference it all the time.
It was just a crazy thing to witness.
Yep, sure was. We're in side-by-side hell, people.
Seriously. I thought we weren't going to see any. I thought we were getting lucky, and we were not.
Yeah, well then you cursed us. They spawned into existence in this simulation because you said it, and now that's all we're seeing is side-by-side.
I hate them, and they just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, no, they tend not to pull over. They tend not to make room.
Road, and they have the smallest cars.
Yeah.
You can't drive it.
He's not. That guy wasn't even looking at us. Not even waving.
No, they
nothing.
Don't know what they're
no trail etiquette. No nothing.
Texas people. I feel. Sorry, Texas people.
Don't say Texas. Now the two people that watch aren't going to watch probably from Texas.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, one of them's from Arizona. He's just crazy, so
yes, that's true.
Don't worry about that one.
I wouldn't worry about that one either.
All right, we're almost at the top. So over here on the left, I was just trying to show you the remnants of the snow sheds. Kind of see some more up ahead, but the GoPro won't do it justice. They built snow sheds up here to allow the rail line to operate year-round, because this is a pretty harsh environment for any piece of equipment really in the winter. And the snow sheds tried to protect the trains from the worst of the elements, and the remnants of that are still here, which is kind of cool. You can kind of see them now. So yeah, all of that is remnants of the town that was up here. It really wasn't a town, it was a rail stop. It was called Corona. They had a hotel, a restaurant and an overlook, and then a giant Y to turn the trains around. David Moffatt built this rail line largely for tourism. He thought that people in Denver would love to take the train up here in the summer to see the high elevation, because at that time snow was still pretty prominent up here in the winter. There's a plane flying overhead right now, a prop plane somewhere, big one. I can't see it. So we're here at the top of Corona Pass, Rollins Pass Road. This is normally the site of a huge snowfield, but it is August and it's almost gone, but that's usually a huge snowfield here. People come up here and ski and snow and sled in the winter. So yeah, here we are at the top, Laura and I, fulfilling our annual obligation to come and check it all out. Mm-hmm. Ned, of course, made it in two-wheel drive the whole way, because Ned's a badass.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I was saying earlier that at the top here, there used to be a hotel, a restaurant, and a Y for trains to turn around. A lot of the evidence of that is still here, as is someone's dog poop, because that's great. The trail goes that way. You kind of can see it runs that way. It's closed now because there's several trestles that are very, very unstable, and there's a tunnel called Needle's Eye Tunnel that is no longer open because it's collapsing on itself. So it's about a 2-mile section that's closed. However, there is a trail called the Boulder Wagon Road that we can take over. We might try that today and then walk back and check out the trestles. So very cool historic site. There's other evidence up here of Neolithic peoples, walls that were built, things that they did up here to funnel animals towards kill sites. The Continental Divide Trail runs along here because this is the Continental Divide, and get a great view of the divide that way, looking towards James Peak, which you can't really see, Mount Bancroft, Perry Peak, Mount Flora, and then Mount Ava, and then in the background, that's Engelman Peak, which we talked about earlier. So here we are. So we're gonna walk around, check out the sites, and see what we see.
How was the drive up, do you think?
I thought it was great.
Oh, we've made it. I thought it was a great one too. I think it was like one of our lowest traffic years too.
For sure.
Like there was really no one out, which is I've loved.
Yep, no, for sure. All right, we'll go walk around, check some stuff out. We'll check back with you guys in a little bit. So right behind me here, this is where the restaurant was, I'm pretty sure. The hotel was attached to the rail line and was located over there in that area. But this was the restaurant and the overlook in this whole area. And this is the foundation that was here and has since been left to molder with history. It was a brick building with a wooden roof, and you can see all the bricks here. People at that time were pretty good about reclaiming what they needed. So rails from rail lines, timber, bricks, all got taken down and repurposed elsewhere. So this is what's left. But it's what David Moffatt wanted. He had this idea for a tourist rail, like I said. People come up here in the summer, spend an afternoon, but the rail was open year-round. It was the first year-round access to Fraser and Winter Park and down valley things, because the other path, Berthoud, was only open seasonally as well. So it was a huge boon to this valley. And this rail line eventually went all the way out to Craig, Colorado, where there is a coal seam, and became profitable. But David Moffatt didn't live long enough to see that to fruition. So pretty cool late 19th century, early 20th century history. Fun facts for you. I don't know if the camera's going to show you how steep that is, but that's a straight drop right there. Pretty crazy. Pretty great views up here. Let's walk out to the edge and see some of the lakes, high alpine lakes, that you can actually hike to if you were so inclined. I am not so inclined. So we're just going to walk to the edge and look at them from afar. What do you say we flirt with danger and stand on this rock? It's very windy up here. That's why I got my hat tied down good and tight, because I don't want this to blow off. But yeah, there's a lake over here, and there's another lake over there. That's the Continental Divide Trail that will take you on over to things like Devil's Thumb Yeah, and then you can see the rail grade continues along there through that cut around that side about a mile down. There's a couple trestles that are referred to as the devil's slides because they're pretty nasty. It's a very sheer face that they somehow were able to carve a rail line into and had to put trestles over a couple of the chutes. So pretty crazy stuff. Pretty amazing views. Definitely worth the trip. I highly recommend, and so should you. So all this timber here, this is part of the snow shed system that was built to protect this because the winds generally blow from the north and the west, and this hill creates a lee in which snow gets dropped, and so snow would pack into that cut and make it almost impassable. If you've ever been on a snowdrift, you know they're very hard. So they built the snow sheds to cover all that. They came all the way up through the cut, which you can't see over here, into where the Corona Hotel was, and then all the way down almost to where Rifle Sight Nottage. It was pretty impressive engineering, and it kind of worked, but created other problems as well from what I've read. But that's all the timber left from those structures. All right, we made it over the Boulder Wagon Road. Not gonna lie, pucker factor is very high on that trail. We're headed over to look at the Devil's Slide trestles, which are a quarter mile back up the rail line here. This road was open like all the way through from like the 60s to the late 80s, I believe, when Needles Eye Tunnel started collapsing, which is down that way. And they shut the road. But what's interesting about that is that at some point they did close the road, but not totally. And they posted signs like this. Let's get closer. We'll get closer, you can see that better. But and this for sure, right in front of us, is the last turnaround till you get all the way across. Because on the other side of that road cut is a couple really nasty trestles, which we'll hike over to and check out. Talk about the Boulder Wagon Road, Lauren.
I think it was pretty good. Definitely there was a couple of little bit sketch parts that I got a little bit nervous on, and then someone else told me he was nervous, and that made me feel way worse. But it was fine. It wasn't anything too crazy. I'm glad that we switched people and I wasn't driving it. I would not be prepared for that. It's a pretty view. I've never seen this whole view of this trail, so it's exciting.
There was a very shelfy part of the road that was like very much like what we're looking at right here, but with the truck right on the edge of it. So super rocky and bouncy, and it was just a little bit off camber. All the fun things rolled into one. All right, so this is the second of two trestles that we're looking at. These are built around 1900. Sorry, I can't walk so close to the edge. So I want to show the viewers the trestle. So this is the construction that they used to build the trestle, and this is what the Rifle Side Knot trestle would have looked like when it was operational. We just crossed one. We won't cross this one, but the one that we just crossed feels super solid. Like, it is like walking on something that was built yesterday. The construction is outrageous for being that it was built 120 years ago. Like, pretty amazing stuff. These two areas are big slide chutes. You can see right here, there's massive snow load would build up in here and come sliding down. So I don't understand how the surveying works to get surveyors to do this line. Like, how do they figure out to make this cut? Because there is no way to hike this or walk it safely anyway.
Absolutely not.
So yeah, but it's pretty crazy. So this is the other part that you can't get to that's closed off. I think these were referred to as the devil's slides, maybe. Pretty crazy.
Why?
And you might not be here on camera, but there's a stream down there you can totally hear.
It's really actually very peaceful.
And then just to the west of us are the Indian Peaks, which is a wilderness area.
Oh really?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, I lied. I am going to walk on this trestle. Like, I can't express to you how solid this feels. It is really a stout structure, but it had to be, obviously, to carry trains on it. But these planks are like 2 inches thick. Beams underneath it are 8 inches across, probably a foot tall. I mean, pretty wild. You all right?
Yeah. It is stable.
Let's put it this way. If this falls and we're on it, it was our time.
Put that out there. But yeah. It's crazy cars were like on this pretty recently.
What's that?
It's crazy crazy cars were on this like recently.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that even through the 80s you could drive vehicles across this. I can't imagine what that would have felt like.
That's a no for me.
I mean, the pucker factor on that must be crazy. That's why these cables are on either side, is to help people feel a little safer. But man, that'd have been a wild experience. So imagine being on a train ride through this cut in the summer as a tourist, right? You signed up to go see the mountains, and this is what you ended up on. All right, I'll come back. Go back.
I can stay here.
Okay. I'm over here yapping away, and she's just stopped frozen with like, nah.
Oh, you were talking to the camera.
Well, I was talking to you and the camera. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Yeah, this stuff is crazy. The engineering is wild. And I'm glad it's still here for people who are intrepid who want to come check it out, because it's really hard to understand. Look at this cut through the rock that was made to get the train through. It's now closed with rock slides and purposefully piled stuff to keep people from driving through here anymore, to keep them safe. But yeah, cool hawk right there. All right. There's also telegraph lines up there that ran along, because as anyone knows, telegraphs followed railways everywhere they went. All right. We took a little detour. We decided to try and check out the Needle's Eye Tunnel. I believe this tunnel was open till the 80s. And then they had a cave in, and they decided to close it. And you can see by the Jersey barriers they put here that they really don't want people in here whatsoever. And also the rock fall that is happening right on this side of it. So we'll try to climb up in here and get a good look if we can. Let's play stupid games to win stupid prizes.
Let's not. What are you doing?
Well, that's not what we do here on John Does Stuff. We do dumb things. I'm gonna try to climb up and get a better view inside of the tunnel.
Climb up later.
I don't know.
Climb on top of that.
I got an idea. You just stay there and queue up 911. No, I'm kidding. There's no 911 from here. All right. This will be the better view, I promise. We'll be able to get a good look inside this tunnel, which is so not important. But I feel like it's worth it. It's worth the risk. Look at that. See? Beautiful view inside the tunnel. You can see all the rock that has collected inside the netting they put up, which is really just chain link fence to keep more collapses from happening. But this is the end of the line. And now we have to turn around and go back the way we came. See? I didn't die.
Well, let's get down first.
Well, I didn't die in this part of the adventure. Okay, I'm gonna turn around now. So, I think we'll end it on this note. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching us here on John Does Stuff. We appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because you have to say those things. And we'll see you in the next one. Let's see if I can without hurting myself. Look at that. Like a professional. Professional what is the question? All right, so this is the rifle sight knot trestle. Right, this is, let's try that again. Cut. This is the rifle sight knot. Bro.
Just make like reversing noises in this part, like you're reversing yourself. That didn't even look like reversing. This is crazy.